Cool. You sounded a little hesitant there. Is everything all right?
Yes, everything all right. Today, Maya, I have an interesting topic to discuss with you. The
Oh,
topic
nice.
is how
Yes.
to practice self compassion and forgive yourself.
Good one. Something a lot of people struggle with, honestly. What sparked you to think about that today?
Okay, my first question: what does self compassion means to you personally?
That's a good place to start. For me, it's treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend, recognizing that everyone messes up, everyone feels inadequate sometimes, and that's just part of being human. It's not about letting yourself off the hook, but about not beating yourself up over it, you know?
Okay, why do you think people find it easier to forgive other than themselves?
Mm, that's a really good question. I think it's because with others, we tend to see the bigger picture, their circumstances, their intentions. We offer them grace. With ourselves, we get stuck in the details, the should haves and could haves, and we're our own harshest critics. Like we hold ourselves to an impossible standard. Does that resonate?
Okay, what past mistakes still bother you, and why it is so hard to let go?
Whoa. Okay, Shilbertha? I didn't quite catch that name. Could you spell that out for me? And are you asking about a mistake you made or a mistake someone else made? Just want to make sure I'm following.
Mistake still bother.
Mystic Steel Potter. Okay, got it. And you're asking about a past mistake involving them and why it's hard to let go? It sounds like that was a significant relationship. I imagine if someone you're close to is involved, it makes it even tougher. Often holding on to those regrets feels like protecting you from repeating the mistake. But it can also keep you stuck in the past, right? Like you're punishing yourself for something that's already happened. What about that situation specifically feels hard to release?
That is very difficult situation.
I can hear that. Want to tell me a little about it? You absolutely have to, but sometimes just talking it through can help.
Okay, my question is, what are some gentle words you can say to yourself when you feel down?
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Good question. It's about your own cheerleader, right? I've heard people say things like, this is a difficult moment, or I'm doing the best I can. Sometimes just acknowledging saying, it's okay to feel this way can be really powerful. Or even something simple like, I am worthy of kindness. What feels most natural to you? What words would you offer a friend in the same situation?
Okay, how can mindfulness help you become kinder to yourself?
Mindfulness is a really interesting for that. It's about observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you're mindful, you notice those self critical thoughts, but you don't get swept away by them, and you can see them as just thoughts, not as facts. That creates space between you and the negativity and allows you to respond with more compassion instead of reacting with self judgment. It's like stepping back and watching the storm pass instead of being caught in it. Have you tried any mindfulness practices before?
No. What daily habits can help you strengthen your self compassion muscle?
Okay, so starting small is key. I've heard people talk about a few things, like starting a gratitude journal, even just listing a few things you appreciate about yourself each day, or intentionally doing something kind for yourself. even if it's just taking a few minutes to enjoy a cup of tea. And maybe most important, practicing self-talk. Catching those negative thoughts and consciously replacing them with kinder, more supportive ones. It's kind of like going to the gym for your brain. Consistent, small efforts over time. What is most doable to you right now?
How can journaling help you process guilt or self blame?
Okay, gender link, I'm not quite sure I followed that. Could you clarify what you mean by that? I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly.
Okay, let go. Another
Let
question.
go.
What is the difference between taking responsibility and punishing yourself?
That's a really important distinction. Taking responsibility is acknowledging your role in something that happened, learning from and making amends if necessary. It's about growth. Punishing yourself, on the other hand, is dwelling on the shame and guilt and inflicting emotional pain on yourself. It's about suffering. One is constructive, the other is destructive. Responsibility is, okay, I messed up. How can I make it right? Punishment is, I am a terrible person for messing up. Does that make sense?
Okay, how can setting boundaries help you forgive yourself faster?
That's a really insightful question. Setting boundaries is huge for self forgiveness. When you have clear boundaries, you're protecting your energy and your well being. It's saying, I deserve respect, and I'm not going to allow myself to be treated in a way that undermines my self worth. When you respect yourself enough to set boundaries, it creates space for self compassion. It's harder to beat yourself on your.
My all question,
Yeah, but
Maya, really
I
inside through my heart.
oh, that means a lot to hear. I'm glad I could help, even a little. Sounds like
How
you've been doing
can
some
you
deep thinking.
turn how can you turn past failure into lesson instead of regrets?
That's a really powerful question. It's about reframing, I think. Instead of seeing it as a definitive failure, can you see it as a lesson? Something that taught you something valuable? Maybe even something that ultimately steered you in a direction? Doesn't erase the thing, but it shifts the narrative from I messed up to I learned. What's one thing you say you took away from that experience?
Okay. What small
Just taking
carrots make you feel worthy and valued?
small carrots. That's a cute way to put it. For me, well, I hear people say things like getting lost in a really good book, taking a walk in nature, listening to music, or spending time with people they care about. Little moments of joy and connection, things that nourish the soul. What would be a small carrot for you, Mohammed Muzami Mustafa? What small thing reliably brightens your day?
Okay. What are some signs that you are being too hard on yourself? This is my
Good
final and last question.
question. Uh,
You don't speak me.
Go ahead. You're right to point that out. My
What are
apologies.
the
I,
okay? My question is how can you celebrate progress instead of focusing on flow?
that's such an important shift in mindset. It's easy to get caught up in what's not working, but starting progress, no matter how small, is huge for motivation and self compassion. Acknowledge the effort you've put in and steps you've taken, even if you haven't reached the ultimate goal yet. Maybe treat yourself to something small. Share your wins with someone you trust, or simply take the moment to appreciate how far you've come. It's about recognizing the journey is just as important as the destination. What's something you've accomplished recently that you could celebrate?
Okay, Maya, I understand about the topic how to practice self compassion and forgive yourself. Thank for helping me. I have an
Oh,
other
all right.
interesting topic to discuss with you after some time.
Okay. You mean after this session ends? Got it. What's on your mind?